Hey there, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. In today's episode, we're going to cover a few different ways that you can sell your arts and crafts to make a few bucks to get off a disability. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos and more. If you're a subscriber, thanks for coming back. Hope you like this episode. Let's get to it.
Disappointed by reality, trying to come back, start something new, build up yourself, it's all to you. Stay strong no matter what they say, you keep getting better every day. Hold your head up, never gonna stop, fierce and proud, stand up and shout. Stand my ground.
Alright, so in today's video, we're going to cover a few different ways that you can sell your arts and crafts or other handmade things that you might have that you want to get out to other people to make a few bucks. This can be one of 10 ways that I explained in the last video, which I will link in the description below. If you have arts and crafts or anything like that kind of aspect that you have something that you want to sell, whether it's something you made by hand, something you may have modified to improve, or maybe repurposed, or something along those lines, or maybe even just something around your house that you want to get rid of to make an extra few bucks. The first one, and I'm going to actually do these ones in alphabetical order today. The first one is Artfire.com. I actually stumbled upon this one while I was putting together the list, but this is one way that you can actually sell your arts and crafts or other handmade items to the public in your country and around the world. The next one is Amazon Handmade. Now, Amazon Handmade does actually require a application process compared to the rest of the sites like Teespring and stuff like that mentioned in the previous video. But it's still an option. You can become an Amazon seller and you can list them on there. Next is Craigslist. It's one of many different sites that are geared towards helping you sell your own items, find work, or items you want to buy. They have a multitude of different uses there, but Craigslist is another possibility for you to list your items for free and get potential revenue from somebody purchasing from you. Next is eBay. eBay is another good source. You can list it online. There, of course, is a seller's fee to list your item and sell it, but you make the majority of the money. Next is Etsy, which is probably the most commonly known among the arts and crafts community. You can also list on there for a small fee. I think it's like 20 or 30 cents per item when you list the item on the website, and then they actually take a small commission, something like 2 or 3%, something like that. I don't have anything listed at this particular moment, but that is where I have sold some of my items. Next is Facebook Marketplace. Though I have not had any sales yet on the Facebook Marketplace, it is a possibility that you can put your stuff on there as well and get some sales. The next one is Let Go, which is an app, but they also have a website that you can go on to as well, that you can list just about anything for sale and somebody could find it on there and hit you up or buy it right on the listing. The next one is Shopify, which is actually a paid site. You pay them by the month, and they have a bit more of a professional standpoint of features compared to Teespring. Teespring is nice and simple for the beginner, but Shopify is on the slightly more advanced side. Depending on what you want to do, it is also an option because Shopify allows you to set up landing pages. They also have the ability to do point of sale. They also have print on demand and a multitude of other things on there as well. And then we get into the next few, which are even more simple if you want to go around that route, and that is to list them in the newspaper. It'll cost you a couple bucks, but you can list your arts and crafts and handmade items in the newspaper in hopes that somebody in your area will be interested in contacting you for that item. You can also do it on your own personal website. Of course, that again requires a small fee to set up your hosting and domain name and a little bit of time to set up your website. But that is also another great way for you to be able to have almost complete, entire, full control over everything that goes on your site, how it gets done, when it gets done. The only thing you're going to have to worry about after designing your site is whether or not it crashes or not, and then that's a matter of you dealing with the support team for whatever company you choose to use. Another way you can go about this is to build your email list and then send out messages to those that you think might be interested in that particular art or craft that you have. Another good way is to use your social media pages that you have at your disposal, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever it is. You can post on there and say, hey, I have these things that are for sale, and if you're interested, you can hit me up here in the comments or email me at whatever email address. Now, I'm sure a few of you are probably going, but wait a minute. We can't do this because we're on disability and we have to report our income. But that's the thing. Really, there are requirements for us to report our income when on disability. But the way I look at it is if I have a $5 or $10 item that I made by hand, like a necklace or a choker or something like that, for example, and I go to, we'll use myself for an example. I take one of my chokers or necklaces or work clubs or something like that down to the powwow. I go to the powwow and somebody asks, hey, is that for sale, or where did you get that? I can tell them, oh yeah, this one is for sale, or I make these. If you're interested, this is how much it is. Well, my understanding is that quick little exchange, yes, though it is a source of income, it's not really enough to report it. Now, if you're going out and you're making jewelry or large items or something like that that's going to cost a fair amount of money, we'll say $100 to $300, $400 and upwards, then I can understand having to report that because that is a substantial amount of money. But if you are just starting out and you're trying to establish whether or not you want to sell your crafts, or maybe you already have your crafts but you don't know if it's going to sell. You can do these things from your home in a matter of a few minutes to a few hours, depending on which way you want to go about it, and they can produce results. I've sold a few items over the past 10 years, and the most expensive was $200. Now, I'm not saying you have a $200 item, but you can create a few of them and put them out there, sell those, and that little bit is just an extra little helper in your hand, right? If you're not making a whole lot of money, there's no reason to bother telling them that, hey, I made $5 over from Joe Schmo at a local gathering. Now, the websites, on the other hand, like Teespring and Shopify and Amazon and all of them, they do actually report the revenue that you make to the IRS within their documentation for tax filings. So in that sense, if you do make money from one of the online websites like that, then you do have to worry about reporting. However, in one instance, I have a Teespring. I know that if I get sales on Teespring, that they're going to notify the IRS of the revenue transfer between all of their customers. And I do believe that it is stated that anything under $600 to any one particular person or company is not required to be reported to the IRS. However, just because it's not required to be claimed in your taxes because it's under $600 does not mean that you don't have to report it to Social Security, which means that whatever you make from them upon payout, once you report that to Social Security, you're going to lose that little bit of income for a month or however long you continue to generate revenue. So try your easy local options, things like that, in my opinion, first, or Craigslist, stuff like that, because you have more of a chance to not have any of the hassle of the government. We can actually discuss this a little bit more in depth and further in the Facebook group. So if you're not already, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos and more. And join the Facebook group. Search for Consult a Blind Guy Hangout group. The link is also in the description, and if you go to the channel page, it is in the top left hand corner or top right hand corner with a couple other links that you can check out there. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. If you want, you can post them into the Facebook group, or you can even email me at consult.ablindguy@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video in this series. We've got 9 more to go out of 10 ways to make an income get off a disability. Thanks again for watching Consult the Blind Guy, and we'll see you next time.